Hi guys, my name is Sasha. First off, let me start this video off by saying that I am from Russia. I am very proud of where I'm from. I was born in St. Petersburg, Russia. I was adopted at the age of 3. And no matter how the political climate is today, I will always be proud of where I come from, of who I am, and of my culture, my heritage, etc. Now, especially in this political climate, that could be a death sentence. But let me first start off by saying, when we're looking back at the 2016 election, there are many people out there that believe that Russia influenced or interfered in our democratic election process. Now, in the back of my head, I thought, what would be the point of Russia wanting to interfere in our election? Now, there are many news outlets that say that they just wanted to interfere to ensure that Hillary Clinton didn't get in office because Trump and Putin had these connections. But what is the real advantage? Where is the real proof that shows that Trump and Putin had connections? Sure, they might have some business ties, but that doesn't mean that there's a personal gain for Trump, or if there's a personal gain for Putin in this regard. And so I thought about it for a while, and then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking there's no real point. But let's step back. Let's look at the Cold War. Now, the United States and the Soviet Union were looking both to destabilize each other, especially with the buildup of nuclear weapons. There's this idea that arose of mutually assured destruction, where if Russia were to attack the United States, then in response, the United States would use even more nuclear weapons than what Russia did. What Russia had sent, or if the United States had sent, then Russia would send even more. So there's this idea that if you send one, we're going to send everything we got to ensure that you never send one again. Now, thankfully, that didn't happen. But keep that thought in the back of your mind. The Cold War really industrialized Russia. It really brought Russia to a economic powerhouse point. And had the Cold War not occurred, then Russia itself would be even more impoverished than it is. And I'm not saying that Russia is impoverished, but there are certain areas, yes, as in the United States, that are impoverished, but it is not because Russia's scientifically behind or is industrially incapable of providing for its citizens. But I have this thought that came up that I thought of just a little bit ago. The only reason that Russia or Putin would have to interfere in this election would be to destabilize the United States. And I believe that Russia understood that Donald Trump was not a strong candidate. He's not a strong-minded person. That he is this elaborate, he speaks to the people, he tells them how to fear, what to fear, when to fear, why to fear, etc. But there's a lot of people that don't like him. And I think that Putin, now that Obama's gone, now that Obama's out of the White House, if Hillary Clinton went into the White House, then there would be this whole idea that Russia is out to get us. But now that Donald Trump's in office, it's really in the back of our minds, isn't it? We're not thinking so much about Russia. Now, yes, this whole Russia thing could bring down the Donald Trump presidency, because they say that Trump was in collusion with the Russian government, that Trump had helped, or that Russia had helped Trump, and Trump had worked with Russia, or some of his consultants were working with Russia, and that there is some vote tampering, or there is some other type of evidence out there. But here's my theory. I believe that the only reason that Russia, if they did interfere in our election, is to destabilize the United States. And what do I mean by destabilize the United States? Trump came in as a controversial candidate, right? He's making a strong right, and he's making a strong left. Now, what leaves the people in the middle? Where are the middle people going to go? Now, there's going to be a lot of conservatives that are probably going to float to the far right. There's going to be a lot of middle people that are going to move to the left. And this divides the United States. Now, as Russia is moving into Ukraine, into Belarus, into all these other areas of former Soviet states, it is getting a grasp in the Middle East. It is reclaiming its influence in Eastern Europe. And Putin has said time and time again that that Vladimir Lenin screwed the United Soviet Socialist State, or the United Socialist Soviet States of Russia, by dividing them up. And that had they not been divided up, then Russia, or when the Soviet Union fell, Russia would still be one state. And so that Ukraine, Belarus, the Baltic states, that these are not really, these should all be a part of Russia. Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, all these other states. And so while the United States is busy with its internal conflict, it is divisive, and it divides the United States, makes Russia stronger, makes Russia again a superpower, and thus, due to the fact of Russia's so-called interference, makes Russia stronger because Russia is stable, Russia is ready. The United States is not going to be ready for a preemptive attack from Russia. Now, the attack itself of Russia will not be towards the United States, of course. The attack from Russia will be towards Ukraine, will be towards Belarus, will be towards the Baltic states, and it will also be towards states that want to join Russia in an economic forum, in alliances, etc. Now, to many people, this video is probably going to be very much rambling on, and I'm sorry, I'm new to this whole YouTube thing. But if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. I will upload a video shortly after all your questions shortly after some of your questions have been answered, and I will answer them to the best of my capability. If you do like this video, do give it a thumbs up. If you don't like this video, then please leave your comment below, and I will ensure that I get to your comment in the next video. If you just go ahead and subscribe to my channel to possible more videos such as this, talking about the influence of Russia, the possible threat of Russia, the possible threat of a Trump presidency, the threat of other world issues, such as how the United Kingdom election, what Turkey is doing in the world, what China is doing, what Japan, North Korea, South Korea, the issue in Venezuela, Mexico, and many other ideas that you, the viewer, have. I would really appreciate your feedback, your comments, your likes, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Thank you. Goodbye.